Tony Messenger, author, Metro columnist, and Pulitzer Prize winner, visited MHS for a book talk. In this section, Messenger discusses his book and his accolades.
So one of the easiest ways to understand profit and punishment is to talk about one of my main characters, Brooke Bergen, who grew up didn't grow up there, but lived in Dent County, Salem, Missouri. Stole an $8 tube of mascara from Walmart, got arrested, ended up pleading guilty to a misdemeanor, and after pleading guilty to that charge, ended up serving a year in the county jail for stealing an $8 tube of mascara and owing $15,000 to the court. Now, why did she owe $15,000 to the court? Because the American judicial system criminalizes poverty. One of the reasons that she owed all that money was in most Missouri counties and in every state in the country, except for Connecticut, which repealed its law, cities, counties, and the state can charge you for your time in jail. Like you're paying rent, like you're at the Holiday Inn or the Motel 6 or something. $50 a day, $75 a day, $100 a day. You get out of jail after a year, you owe $15,000. You're a poor person, you're never going to be able to pay that. And yet, if you don't pay it, or you miss a payment, or you miss a court date to collect a payment, the judge sends you back to jail, literally debtor's prison. And you might have known a little bit of American history that we used to have actual debtor's prisons in this country, and we banned them in the 1800s. But we have real legitimate debtor's prisons in practice today all across the country because the criminal justice system uses itself to collect money as backdoor taxes from poor people. And that's what this book is about. And it's about the devastating effects on their lives and the fact that the criminal justice system treats people who don't have money different than those who do. So the Pulitzer Prize is really a cool thing because every time I give a talk now, people always talk about me winning the Pulitzer Prize. And my wife gives me a hard time. I've got a little nameplate on my desk at home that is supposed to be sarcastic, but I really like it. It says I'm kind of a big deal. The Pulitzer Prize is the biggest award in journalism, and they're awarded every year in a variety of different categories. And in most cases, mine included, the people who win have no idea that they're winning. They're announced live from Columbia University in New York, and I still remember everything about the day that I won. My editor knew that I was winning, but I had no idea, and the newsroom is gathered watching the Pulitzer announcement that day, and they get to commentary, and they announce Tony Messenger from the Post-Dispatch, and the newsroom goes wild, and I start crying and calling, my dad and my kids and my wife and everybody, and it was just a really crazy, fascinating moment. But it also, one of the great things about it was it validated the journalism that I did. The columns that I wrote to win the Pulitzer were about this topic and ended up being the inspiration for the book. And when you win a Pulitzer, there's national publicity about it, and all of a sudden people are reading about this topic and care about this topic. And other journalists are looking at this topic and realizing, wow, we should report on that in our local community. Well, that happened last year. The Pulitzer Prize last year for local government reporting went to a gentleman named John Archibald and his son, which is just really cool, and another journalist in Alabama who reported on the criminalization of poverty in this one little town outside Birmingham called Brookside, and talked about just their police force and how that police force was used to raise money off of the poor people that lived there and the devastating impacts that it had on their lives. And so now, in a period of 5 years, 2 different Pulitzers have been given on this topic of the criminalization of poverty. All of a sudden, again, it raises it to another level and hopefully creates an opportunity for change.